Check 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Well, looks like I'm live again. I've got a little bit of time to code. I figured why not do it live on Twitch. I don't normally live stream on the weekend, but why not? Alright, so I'm going to keep going with my 7 Wonders game engine that I've been working on these past few days. With the help of some viewers like you. I'm in the process of setting up the, implementing the games setup phase actually. Just a quick reminder, I'm working on making a game engine for 7 Wonders, a board game. Wonderful little board game. Highly recommend it. And I know there's I think the company that does that game. What's the company? Let me give them some promotion here. What's their name? Repose Production. Repose Production, I believe. Yeah, there you go. So I think they came out not too long ago with a iOS and Android version of the game. I don't think they have a PC one. I'm doing this in Node just for fun. I don't have any commercial aspiration with this. Hopefully I'm not infringing on any kind of trademark or copyright laws, or I wouldn't know. Yeah, I wouldn't think so, right? I'm not making any money with this. And I'm giving them promotion. Go buy the game. Repose Production. All right. I am not affiliated with them in any way, by the way. Okay. Where was I? I think... Oh yeah, I was in the process of implementing this game players builder. I think I was done with that. And the reason I was doing this, oh yeah. So, let's see. If I'm creating a game players builder, let's say I'm doing games player builder is equal to a new games player builder like that. Am I not exporting this thing? Game players. Okay, game. Oops, where's my main? Game players builder. So game players builder. Still no game. Oh. Ah, there you go. There we go. Okay. No, it's not liking this because constructor of class game players is private and only accessible within the class. Oh. In that case, I'm going to make a private, no, a static. Oh, I already did that. Okay, create game players builder. So, game players builder dot create game players builder. There we go. Now, I would technically have a function called, hey, Lumi! I was kind of hoping that you would show up. Could continue what we had started yesterday. How you doing? Good to know. Ooh, that sucks. Migraine. An actual migraine, like not just a good headache, like a real migraine. Yeah, no problem. I'm not expecting anything from you, man. Whatever you can, if you can stop by, I'm happy. If you can't be there, that's fine. Don't feel any kind of obligation towards me. Okay, so let's change that. What was it? I had create game. I guess it's, yeah, makes sense. Create. There we go. Now I would have a function, maybe. Or I can all do this in just the main function right now. Main file. And just regroup that into functions afterwards, maybe. So I would want to use, okay, what do I have here? Add AI player, add human player. Okay. How are we going to do that? So at this point, I'm kind of wondering, I guess I would need some sort of add player function or just, it's probably going to be some kind of controller or some kind of note that we made it immutable. Yeah. I remember that. Oh, you're saying that because I don't really need to store it. In a variable. I can just chain it from the create call. Just start chaining straight from there. Is that where you're going with this? Like create and you either chaining or you need a let. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, I think chaining makes more sense, right, with a builder pattern. That's what I've seen being used anyways. So I would have like create and then add AI player. Then you'd pass in probably the human players. Yeah, okay. So I'm just trying to figure out where am I going to get this information from? Like, I need a source of information to know how many human players, how many AI players. So are you planning on writing tests for this or a UI? I am planning on probably doing both, I guess. I want to push the UI implementation as far off as I can. I would love to actually have the, yeah, I guess, at some point I'm going to need some sort of feedback mechanism, right, to see how the thing works, if it works. What would you do? Because I still don't know like what kind of UI I want to use for this. I haven't decided. That's what I would think too. Right. Using tests. I like doing TDD, but for this project I really had no idea where I was going to go with this, so I figured if I'd started off doing TDD, I'd be wasting a whole lot of code and tests. But integrating with the UI later shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, as long as we've got the right kind of interfaces and stuff, I guess. I think you suggested yesterday using the adapter pattern, because what you are writing right now feels like writing a test. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's essentially what I was. Okay, cool. So let's do that. Let's. How am I gonna do this? Am I gonna write my tests in another folder or straight in there? I think I'm just gonna do it straight in here. So I would be testing the, well, what am I testing here? Am I testing the game player's builder, or am I going to be testing, like doing like kind of TDD and testing some kind of function that calls game players builders? Right now, game player's builder by itself is, yeah, we need like a, what do you call that? A factory, right? We need a factory function that will use the game player's builder to build a list of game players. Or an array, I think we're using. Why do you need, I don't know. Well, I need some way to, well, some way. I need to have some place where I'm actually using the game player's builder using, unless, okay, let's pretend, so maybe I'm just not seeing this, but let's pretend that we're going to do this with, like, the UI is going to be on the web, right? So I'm going to have some sort of API, web server, like controllers, endpoints, whatever. And I need some way to start this thing up. And okay, so the user would have like, you know, a screen that says, hey, welcome to Seven Wonders. How many human players and how many AI players do you want? And then they select that. And then, okay, give us the name of your human players. And that, okay, then they send that over through the wire to our back end. Now, how do I get that here, right? I'd probably be calling some kind of function from a controller, or am I just getting all mixed up? So, okay, I'll just, for some reason, like I feel like I need to do this. Let's see, function, let's call it, I don't know, game setup. And then, you know, like number of players, and then number of human players. There's a number, and then, you know, name of human players, which would be an array of strings. Actually, why don't we use this? Okay, And then I would do from here, new game players. No, I forgot this is a static create game players builder dot create. And then I could just, let's chain like this, create. And then, okay, so you don't need that. Okay, cool. So I just wanted to show what, for some reason I felt like I needed something like that. So, but I mean still, in order to set up the game, I need to know how many players there are, how many human players, how many, and the name of the human players, right? Okay, so the UI would call an API called add human player, and an API called add AI player, and an API start game, as in more granular. Really? Wow. That is very granular. Okay. All right. And they would all well, okay, so that pretty much corresponds to the methods we have on our game builder. Every one of those calls could fail if you want error message to be early. All right. Okay. So they'd call an API called add human player. And that would just, all right, I get you. Okay, so then at this point, what would you do? You'd just, right now, you would just, what, write a test for the game player's builder? Yeah, right. I see. Focus on the game logic for now. Okay. Well, and do the adapter code later. All right. So that's cool. And with our game player's builder, we at least have this, the first, oh, it's not really done yet? What am I missing? Oh, right. Validate maximum players. That is a very good point. So in this case, we need a private function here, I'm guessing. You want to take it and make it not allow empty player names. Good point. Good point. All right, so private, what are we going to call this? Like validate? Or just maybe, okay, so that implies I need to store, oh, and there we go. Happy we have a game player builder state now. Are we not? So let's just shove that on the side here. Maybe zoom that in a little bit for you guys. So our game player builder state is valid thing to validate Boolean. Love it. That's what we're gonna do. So that would be something like private. Right, so you'd name you'd name the function. Oh, okay, you'd have like a is valid, then thing to validate Boolean. So you'd have like just one general method. Or let's see, because right, okay, let's think about just the checking, the validating of the number of players. Actually, you usually want to encode possible error conditions rather than just using a bool. How? So let's say we're saying, okay, add human player. And then we'd have to check that we are not over 7 players. 0 equals success, 1 equals error, 1, 2 equals error, 2 as in an enum. Okay. Alternative, use an object like type valid or type invalid. Right? Reason message, an error message. Okay. So you're basically saying about, so they're kind of like error codes, basically, is what you're describing, right? Or error messages for different situations. Okay. So maybe we can get to that in a second. Just trying to figure out here. So check that we are not over 7 players, and check that we have a name, or that name is not empty, or that check that name is not an empty string. Right. Okay. So we could do that. So this is relatively easy. This we need to keep. Actually, we don't need to keep the number of players. We have a, what do we have here? We have an array with the number of players. So I just need to keep a count of the array. Well, I already have it. The array.length basically is what I'm looking for. All right, so one really naive way to do this would be to simply go like if this dot player infos dot no wait, yeah, okay, that's the player infos dot length is bigger than 7, or equal, is bigger or equal, let's say, than 7. It should never be bigger than 7, but whatever. Then, you know, throw an error or something. No, we wouldn't throw, would we? Because it's validating. Well, let's think about this. Normally, yeah. But I mean, why would we even allow someone to be able to try to add a player if he's reached 7 players, right? Like, there should be some sort of trigger where, all right, you've added the 7th player. Now it's not possible to even try to add additional players, right? You cannot trust the UI. Good point. Yeah, let's pretend like I'm not doing the UI and some other crazy person is doing it and can't be trusted. I like it. Okay. Defensive programming. So let's throw, okay, let's do that then. Boo, 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 boo. Throw, and then, so in keeping with just our naive implementation here, then I have like some sort of message that says, you can't, let's say, the max number of players reached. You have an off by 1 error there already. I do? I do? Seven players. Oh yeah, cause now we're just checking for if it's over. Gotcha. No, I think you're wrong. Yeah, I think you're right. It's just so really it should only throw if we are trying to add. Oh no. It should throw if we already have 7. It should never get to more than 7. So if we have 7 and somebody calls, that we end up trying to add a human player, it should throw. An AI player too, for that matter, right? It's the same thing. Boo, boo, boo. Does that make sense? We don't want more than 7 players. So we have 7 players, so the length is 7 in our array. And now we're trying to add a new one, and it goes, nope, you can't. Okay, good tip whenever you use, oh yeah, magic numbers. Don't want to have magic numbers. Yeah, this is just, like I was saying, I have a feeling that we might change all of that completely anyways. But yes, very good idea. Let's do that. Let's keep it in here. Const. Let's call, yeah, max players. I like it. Right. Oop, what's going on here? Max player. Players is equal 7. And then we do this, the max players, yay. Max players. Boom. All right. And, all right, let's do the other one too, and then we'll see if we refactor. And this would only apply to the human player because we are the one generating the name for the AI player. So, okay. So here we would have if you need to validate. Yeah, I do. Why? Just in case that my generate AI name function goes to crap or something, or? Oh, I think we, yeah, you're right. I think we left the possibility for the player to actually supply AI player names too. Okay, so you are right. You are right. So this, no, just name, if name is equal to an empty string, then throw a new error that says name cannot be empty. You fool. No, okay. Like that. All right. And okay, so we said that we need to, let's just keep these together. Boom. Oh, you only validate on empty? Yeah, AI player doesn't need that. Well, what else would you validate? I mean, if someone wants to pass in a name that's just a letter, I'm cool with that. Like, oh, my name is going to be Q. Sure, whatever you want, right? My name is going to be the @ sign. All right. I'm not judging. As just empty would kind of be. What kind of things can I think of that would be problematic? Well, right. I mean, it would be problematic if they pass in something else in a string, but that shouldn't happen, right? Because we're going to be the ones writing the UI adapter, and we're using TypeScript, so technically it should be impossible. I don't know. At the program boundary, i.e. at the API. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That is correct, sir. But right here, I don't think I need to, right? It's the only thing I can think of. What else would be a problem? Well, maybe like length. You'd probably don't want to, well, I mean, on the UI, no doubt, like if somebody decides to type in a like 600 character long name, we could just truncate it, right? But here, do we really need to validate that the name is not longer than a certain amount of characters? Is that something that we feel that we have to do? Again, you don't want AI player empty validation. Because something is equal to something. Oh yeah, you're right. You are correct. I forgot about that. So yeah, if they're not passing in anything, then we're taking care of it. We're generating our own, so that's cool. Okay, but yeah, what do you think in terms of should we have some sort of validation for name length? Would that make sense, or is that overkill? Like to prevent someone from, I don't know, copy pasting the entire Bible as their name. There's another one that's essential. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me think about this before you give me the answer. And we're talking about the name here, not validation of something else, right? Something that has to do with the name string validation that I would have to think about. So we're checking, making sure that it's not empty. What else would we want to prevent? What else do we want to make sure doesn't happen? What do we do with the name? We just add it there. All right, I give up. I can't think of anything major that would be a problem. Duplicate names. Ah, right. Yes, 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 of course, of course. So in that case, should we use a set? No, because that wouldn't allow us to yeah, it would prevent duplicate names, but we wouldn't get the feedback that it that it's a duplicate. So, okay. So we would do something like let's see. Well, we have to check if the name is in there. So what does this API look like? What do we have in here? Oh yeah, we're just game player builder state. We've got objects that have a name and is human player. Okay. Player infos dot nope. What is it? Has no. It's not contain. It's includes. Oh, includes. Can I do includes and then? Oh, it's got to be the actual. So that's no good. All right, so maybe just a map. So I can just use has, right? Includes work? Really? Because I would need to. Oh yeah, because it's because we know that it's going to be a human player. Well, hold on. Okay, well, hold on. Okay, let's do this. So this player's info dot includes, and then I have to actually pass in the value, so the object. Are you sure this is this checking by value or by reference? Like, I'm sure it works pretty well with primitives, but that signature should take a function. I don't think so. It looks like that's the only. Okay, hold on. Let me get back here. Includes. Player boolean includes. It really looks like you have to pass in some sort of value. There's only one. Okay, hold on. Let's get the. Shit, I really shouldn't be talking today. I am wrong again. Hey, forget about it. If I don't know about you, but if I had to not talk because I was afraid of being wrong, I would never talk. All right, includes. All right, that's the one. Yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure it's only by value. Right. Let's just look here. Yeah, value defined. Now, would it work with? Pretty sure it's only with primitives. If I were to do, oh, actually, let's do a quick test. I'm going to use Quokka for this quickly. All right, so I've got this array here. I'll just call an array, and it's got, oh, actually, here, const foo is equal to some kind of object that has, let's see, bar 1 and baz yo. All right, and then we're passing this in, and we're doing r dot includes, and then we pass in our object. Well, basically here. Same value. What do we get? Oops, what is it? This? Yeah, see, false. But if I were to do, yeah, that's the same thing. Oh yeah, there you go. By reference, it works. Right? So we can't use include. That's what I'm getting at. We can't really use includes. because it's by reference. But we could use a map. I think no map. It's the same, isn't it? Or even a set. Oh well. Why don't we have fun testing the JavaScript stuff here? Should have not deleted though. Okay, there we go. So let's say we were shoving this into a set instead. New set. Put that in there. Oh yeah, it doesn't work with that. It's got to be an iterable. Okay, so set.add. Let's add our foo in here. Then I think. Oh no, I don't. Is there an has? There is. Okay, has. Yep, same thing. Has to be by value, by reference. And map will be the same. So what we really need, we can leave it as an array then, and we need to have a, we're going to use which one? Which one are we going to use? There's a few ones that would work here. Find takes, find also takes a value, so that doesn't work, right? I think. Find predicate, this void value is human, yeah. Find index, want a hint? Index of, which one takes in a, I mean filter would be, no. Index of takes in a, hold on. Find is a value, I think. Oh no, find is a, that's a callback, so we could use that. What do you think? Do I want a hint? Well, maybe, sure. I did fine. There's two signatures to this. All right, that's the one we would want. Oh no, that's or this. So it's a function that returns true. I think it's Boolean. I think you have to technically use find, but there's another one as well. Oh, okay. Which one? Index of? That's the other one I was thinking of. Oh, sum. Yeah, that's not, it's true. We only care to know that there's at least one of them. And it takes a callback. Callback returns true, then it's the, okay. I like it. Let's do that then. If there is some item in there, some player, that player dot name is equal to our name, then boom, right? We would get true. And if that is true, then we throw a new error. Name is already. in Hughes. Something like that. Turn that off. What are we doing here? That. Okay. Yeah, I think that's right. Now for the AI player, I should have the same kind of check, I would think. Because the names can be supplied by the user. And actually, I should have it. Oh, let's think about this. What if my generate AI name function by some fluke generates a name that is already in the player's array? That means that my generate AI name function should probably make sure that it's returning a name that is not already in Hughes. Well, that, or I check for duplicates after right here, but then that could get confusing because if we're trying to add an AI player and the name's being generated by us, and then we end up throwing an error that says, hey, that name's already used, then that gets confusing because no name was supplied by the user. So I really think this should be something that we do in here. All right, so now I've got three instances of this thing here, so I should probably pull that out into its own function. All right. Private is name valid? Maybe. Name valid, and pass in the name, string, return a Boolean, or actually that's what you were saying, return an error code before. Okay, let's just do a Boolean for now. And actually, this is a domain constraint. It should happen after generate AI name. Then afterwards, you could maybe try to generate AI names multiple times. Okay. Okay. So what you're saying is whatever is calling add AI player would catch the duplicate name error thing and then just go, all right, let's try adding another AI player. Let's try adding an AI player again. Is that my understanding correctly? Your vision? No, you should do it after name. And name, this is what I meant. Oh, okay. Gotcha. So I would call recursively add AI player in that case. Something like, okay, so I do my check here. You know, if these errors and exceptions you use here should never be exposed to an end user. Right. We should have like some sort of, what do you call that? Error, huh. They give you stack traces, yeah, so that you can tell where the problem happened. Cool. All right. So private is name valid. Return a Boolean. And then let's throw all of our. Oh, that's a problem though, because we don't want to have. Okay, so is name duplicate. Is name duplicate. Ah, you know what? Let's not do that for now. Just keep it in here. For now, since we're not doing a third one anyways, so. And we're doing that here. Okay. All right, so. Oh, I already had it. Okay, good. So now we're generating a name. And we realize that that name's already in our players. One of our player already has that name. Now, do I really want to throw here? Or just call add AI player again? Do something like name equals this dot add AI player. Oh, I would have to. Right, that doesn't work. Oh no, silly me. This is what I meant to do. Okay, but no, that doesn't work. Because you should keep the domain constraint as something isolated and potentially add another conditional tries multiple times, but not within that if. You can copy paste it though. Okay. Hold on. So by as something isolated, what do you mean? Okay. All right. So if we keep this, it documents the domain constraint. Like it. All right, but then I can copy paste that if. Okay. And try one more time to generate AI name. Really? So you do it like this, is what you're saying? Basically? Wow. Gotta get rid of this, but oh no, that doesn't make sense because we're throwing and no. What am I doing? Makes no sense at all. Is that you can copy paste that if and try one more time to generate AI name. Try to generate only if you have a problem, but also only if you didn't get an explicit name. That's right. So right now we're trying to generate if we didn't get an explicit name, right? Now you're saying that we should only try to generate if we have a problem, but also only if you didn't get it. Try generate AI name, which then tries twice. Yeah, but where do I call it from? That's what I'm not clear on. Because if you're getting me to throw here, oh, I would have that check in there? Is that what you mean? Right. Private try generate AI name string. And then I've got yeah. No, it just might be me that's too thick. I'm not. You want to keep all AI name generation in generate AI name. Okay, right. Makes sense to me. And then in there, generate AI name twice. Okay. All you want to do is in try generate AI name is, oh, gotcha. Okay. Right. So I'd do this dot generate AI name. Only the second time if the first one was already used. All you want to do in try generate AI name is call generate AI name twice, but only the second time if the first one was already used. In our case, that would obviously not really help because generate AI name always returns the same name. Yeah, right now, obviously, we're going to change that. But it's supposed to be smarter at some point. Yes, much smarter, I would hope. All right, so we would go try generate AI name. And this would be a name. Okay. And then we would, where is it? This one here. Copy. I'll make that check. And what are we doing now? I'm not throwing in here. I'm calling it again. if I've got, let's see. So then this wouldn't make sense anymore, right? So what I wouldn't throw, and then I'd go this .generate AI name again, or this .try generate AI name. Because I need this thing to try as long as we have a. So this would work, right? So we try generating the AI name. It gives us something. We're checking to make sure it's not in the array. If it is, we try generating again. Boom, starts that. All right, let's generate another one. And it checks to make sure that it's okay. Until it is, and then it returns that. What do you think about that? I don't see how we can do what. I don't see how we can throw and at the same time try it again. Unless we're using, unless we're unless we're calling it from here and catching using a try catch, no? But then we'd only try twice, which, you know, presumably we could again generate something that's not in there. All right, that's the other option. The other option is to go. Yeah, I don't think I. Like that. Try generate AI name. I need some way to generate AI names. Think about that for a second. JavaScript. cap first. Yeah, that's a good way to do it, I think. Oops. No, that should work. Like that. Oops. Yeah, it's easier if you do it that way. Cool. Function try generate. Generate fn invariant. Fn tried value. Whoa. Seems complicated to me. Okay, let's try to. Oh, I can't zoom in. Probably because it's through that. Okay, hold on. All right. What do we have here? So it's a generic function. Inside you've got you generate fn. So it's taking in, it's a function that takes in a function and an invariant function. I don't know what that means. Like I've heard that word invariant before, but I never actually taken the time to look into it. So I don't know what that conceptually what that means. So tried value. A function that takes a tried value and returns a boolean. Max tries. Number. Error function. Do tried times do. Cost generated. Generate function. If invariant function generated. Return generated. Tried times plus 1. All tried times with max tries. Error function. Just call it validation function and you will understand it. So, okay. Validation function. So, in this case here, we are try generate name. So try generate takes in our function. So this would be our generate name function basically. It would return a different name every time. But right now, okay, that's what we have. The name available, okay, so that's our function that checks basically our sum. All right. And our example. Oh, it would tried value. available that takes, okay, it's a function that takes the array. Gotcha. Yeah, and it returns the tried value. So it's a function, this function here. Okay, so this function here returns this function here, which is returning a boolean. Alright, this names dot sum j is not equal is equal to I is what? It's one of our names. So you take a name from this here. So much fun to watch 100 Days of Code Making. I'm going to do graphic design for your streaming. Find the website address on my account image. See you soon. How are you doing? I've checked out your Snowflake Dev channel here on Twitch. Cool. Hey, Dan Sigjigsby 14102. 402, I mean. All right. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. So you're calling this function, passing in an array, presumably an array of names. This would be our example. Are these the names that we have? We've got names here. Where are these names coming from? Names. Oh, here. Okay. Oh, yeah. And you're passing in this here. So our example is names. Our example is presumably our array with player names in it. And so this would be Lumi 1 through 37, and you're saying check that names. That's well, why I don't get what's going on here. I'm not smart enough. The type of name available, our example is tried value t boolean. Right. It returns a boolean. Yeah. Okay. I'm not getting this here. What is this function here? So this presumably is an entry from this array. Okay. Cool. Now we're saying check that this array here has some, and then we're returning j. J is again an entry from this. J is equal to I. Reads names does not have some value that matches tried value. Reads names. Reload. Oh. Okay. So this will be easier to understand. And that's the thing sometimes with using these, yeah. Okay. Tried value t. Names.sum. Name if the name is equal to tried value. Right. And we're passing in tried value. No, we're return. Okay, it's true. We're returning a function here. So basically here, that's what we're doing. This is the function that we're doing. So it's keeping track of these tried values, which are blah, 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 blah. Yeah. You know what? Forget about this for now. Okay. We're missing this. Yep, okay. Names returns this year. Okay. And then I'd be doing try generate name, calling it with, oh no, you're doing that here. Okay, cool. So I just want to know what try generate name is undefined. Right. So, oops. So, sure. If right now it's returning nothing because it already has that in there. And it's also throwing at the same time in here. Error function returns a new error. So let's see. We're doing do generated equals generate function, so that I get generate function is just something that returns Lumi 137. Cool. If invariant fn generated, return generated. And your invariant fn, that's the thing here, is name available. You're passing the array examples, all the names. Then you're saying tried value. So you're returning the function with tried value, and this is calling this. Okay, so this here is this here. Okay. Why can't I? Okay. So this here, invariant fn, is this here. And you're passing in generated. So this becomes generated, which is, in this case, Lumi 1337. Okay, and now we're saying names.sum. Now names is the array example that we passed in here, which contains 1337. So if we're saying is name equal to tried value being what we're passing in here, what we have just generated. If it is, sum returns true, but now we're saying return the opposite of that, so we would be returning false. So is the name available? No, it's not. False, right? So this would return false. So we wouldn't be returning the generated. Instead, we would be incrementing tried times. Boom, 1. We'd go into our while loop. Tried times is less than max tries. Yes, it is. We would therefore run. No, that's at the very end. Okay, I gotcha. That's if we don't end up no way. When would this fire? Error FN. Once it's done with the okay, so it would fire if we have reached our max tries, because then we'd break out of the loop and we move on to the next thing, which is this. But if we do at some point get if we at some point generate something that's fine, then we would return out of this entire function and never get to error function. All right, I think I have I think I have wrapped my head around this. Wow. Did I get this right? So why isn't this throwing though? Oh, maybe it's just the way Quokka works. Because technically this should be throwing. Yeah, okay. I get it. I get it. So the entire point of doing it this way is to control the amount of times you try. If you didn't care about limiting the amount of tried times, you could just write it the way I did, right? But then you run the danger of, for some reason, going into some sort of infinite loop. I mean, there really is no reason why, but the danger is there. This is kind of hard to understand, though. I mean, it's generic code. You get used to it when you write it a lot. No doubt. No doubt. Okay. So in our case here, do you see a reason why we would want to just only try twice or 3 times, or and not just do it this way and just keep trying until we generate the name that's not in there. Because I mean, we're gonna be generating a random name from a list of, like, I don't know, a lot of different names. And worst case scenario, if I'm doing it this way, we're gonna, let's say for some reason it keeps generating names that are already in the player array. We'd hit the stack limit and it would throw. So same kind of. Maybe not. I don't know. Oh, you added some more stuff. Let's check it out. Okay. So now we've got our. Yeah, okay. Random player names. AI names source. Remaining AI names return. If remaining AI names length is equal to 0, return null. Const selected AI names random. AI names is this. Return if remaining AI names length is equal 0, return null. Const. They want to throw an exception there instead. Alright, so here, what's going on? Select AI names, render. So you're basically removing. Could also have refactored it to use iterables or generators. So if I'm getting this, you're okay, yeah, that's right. Selected. So you're basically keeping a. So this could be like an array that I supply with all the random AI names, and then this function here kind of keeps track of whatever names have been used. So basically it's keeping an array of this minus whatever's been selected so far. They want to throw an exception there instead. Okay, I see. So, okay, what do I do? What do I do? Oh, I didn't even. What are you doing here? This is bitwise. That's a bitwise operator, right? What am I doing? JavaScript, bitwise operators. Right, inverts the bits of its operand. So it's so by using it twice, you're... What are you doing there? That's a trick to convert to an integer. Really? So in practice, what does it do? Okay, so first you're flipping all the bits. So each 0 becomes a 1 and each 1 becomes a 0. Where is it? Bitwise OR, bitwise. Okay. So it performs the not operator on each bit. Not A yields the inverted value, okay, 1's complement of A. The truth table not for the not operation is 9 in base 10. This is in base 2. Then this 9 base 10. Is equal to 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0. Yeah, okay. Is equal to minus 10 base 10. So what? Bitwise nothing, any number x yields minus x plus 1. Ah! Which is what we're seeing here. Minus 5 yields 4. Or 2, 2, 3 bits for numbers both and that is interesting. So were I to do and I shouldn't be coding today, found a bug inside. What is this? Where do I do this squiggly line thing on my keyboard? I don't even know. Is this it? Nope. Is this it? Nope. Here maybe? No. Nope. Wait. What's that? That it? Nope. Nope. Yes! Okay. Alright. Then if I do it again, I get back 13. So basically what you're saying is if I were to do a float, okay, because it would do the, okay, I see. Interesting. Pretty cool. Another way to do integer conversions, use int variable equals float variable. It's basically like mat.floor. Yeah. Well, I don't think it's like math.floor. Not this one here, right? Because 13.51 returns 13. Oh yeah, it is math.floor, sorry. Yeah, it's not math.round, it's math.floor. So even if I were to do like 99, it would still return 13. Yeah, cool. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to go. It's time for supper. But that was fun. I learned a few things here. how to flip bits with the not operator, so that was cool. And what else did I learn? I learned this thing here, which I am still wrapping my head around, but yeah, I get what's going on. That's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool way to basically do validation, right? So I don't know what I'm gonna end up using here. I'm gonna have to think about it, but maybe I will use some kind of version of this and the latest thing that you shared here. Boom. Oh, did away with your Bitwise knot. So let me leave that up here for later. Cool, man. Pleasure as always. Tomorrow morning, I'm probably going to be, or tomorrow I should say, I'm probably going to be streaming in the morning, my morning. So I think you're in Germany, if I recall. So what time is it over there right now? You guys are like 7 or 8 hours ahead of me, I think. So right now it's almost 5:30 here. Right. Yeah. 11 p.m. So that means about, oh no, not that bad. It's about 6 hours. 6 hours ahead of me, so I'm going to be probably streaming at 9 in the morning my time, so that would be around 3 in the afternoon your time. All right, just thought I'd let you know. I don't know if you can be there or not. If you are, cool. If you're not, also not a problem. I'll keep working. Probably code all of this all wrong, and then next time you're around, you can you can go, Phil, what the heck did you do? I leave you alone for a day, and you screw everything up. Good times. All right, I have to go. Signing off.